Hi, I'm Mark Orwoll. I'm a little bit ticked off today, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Stick around, come back here, and I'll let you know why.
Let the swing begin. Mark Orwoll is at it again, and that cat is swinging. Yeah, that cat is swinging.
Don't talk to me about ugly Americans. We're too loud. We don't speak the local language. We're smug. We wear Crocs. We overtip. Yes, that's all true. However, none of that absolves you, Mr. Russia, Miss India, Herr Switzerland, and the rest of you from admitting your own foibles. Yes, Americans often suck. But you're not exactly a bowl of cherries. You got a few customs and conventions that I encourage you to break. The sooner the better. Here then are the 10 most annoying habits of everyone besides Americans who, as we know, can be pretty darn annoying. Are they overly long shorts or too short long pants? These mid-calf pantaloons make adult German men look like Jean Lafitte attempting to raid Port-au-Prince, circa 1786. Are you going out for a jog or preparing to pillage the mayor's stash of gold and run off with the local maidens? You're a big boy now, so put on your big boy pants. On my first hitchhiking trip to Europe, a couple of young Americans warned me off Switzerland. They had been sitting on a curb at the side of a Zurich street where they were splitting a loaf of bread. The crunchy kind that leaves crumbs whenever you bite into it. They said to me, "We'd been in there for like 5 minutes," one of them said. And this woman walks out of a building behind us, hands us a dust broom and pan, and points to the crumbs in the gutter. She wanted us to sweep up the crumbs in the gutter. Okay, Switzerland, I have come to love you, but let's loosen up a little, okay? Yes, Ireland, you are small, relatively unimportant, and you are losing about 2 pubs every week, apparently. Your primary government leader, the Taoiseach, pronounced Prime Minister, is unpronounceable even by most Irish. But I'm here today to condemn you for your country roads, which are almost wide enough for a bicycle, curvy, and lined with gorse hedgerows that make it impossible to see oncoming traffic coming around the next bend in the road. Sometimes I'd rather be by myself than with you. Nothing against you personally, mate. But let's consider Aussie taxis. The first time I went to Australia, some 20 or 25 years ago or so, I stood at the terminal's taxi rank until a cab pulled up for me. I threw my rollerboard suitcase into the back seat and climbed in after it. The middle-aged driver looked at me quizzically over the seat back, then down to the passenger seat next to him and said, "Anything wrong with this one here?" Now, if you climbed into the front seat of a New York City taxi, the driver would mace you and call the cops. In Oz, men, but not women, are expected to sit next to the driver. Next thing you know, I'll have to send him a Christmas card and remember his kid's birthday. Italians are incapable of lining up. Ever seen a rugby scrum? Know what that is? A rugby scrum? If not, just stand by a Rome bus stop during rush hour at the La Scala box office 10 minutes before the opera, or a gelateria on a hot summer afternoon. You'll get the idea. It ain't that hard, Popolo. One behind the other, in a line, starting now. There's a well-known hotel in central Moscow. I don't want Putin to send a drone to my house, so the hotel shall remain nameless. Coming back to the hotel after a long day of planning a Russian edition of our magazine, my colleague and I stepped into the elevator on our way to the 10th floor. I kid you not, the lift stopped at every floor, and every vestibule was filled with Russian prostitutes, calling out to us seductively. It would be like hookers in the lobby of New York's Trump International Hotel and Tower. Okay, all right, okay, fine. A bad example, but you get the idea. Mexico is among my favorite countries on earth. I've been there dozens of times. The people are warm and the cuisine is hot. Beautiful beaches, incredible history. What's not to love? Just don't ask for directions, because this is what you'll get. Primera, va a la esquina. First, go to the corner. Inevitably, every set of directions begins with you going to the nearest corner. Now, your ultimate destination is irrelevant. It matters not if you are then directed to do a 180 and come back to your starting point. First things first, go to the corner. I've been to China a dozen times. They are a capable people. I went to sleep at my Beijing hotel one night, and when I woke up in the morning, they had built a new 12-lane highway to Nanjing while I was snoring away. The maglev train in Shanghai to the Pudong International Airport is freaking amazing. It goes up to 268 miles per hour. So why do so many Chinese people pick their noses and hawk phlegm in public? It's disgusting. A billboard at the southern end of the Bund on the Huangpu River used to picture a man picking his nose. I couldn't read Chinese, so I asked a Shanghainese friend, what did it say? His reply, it says, don't pick your nose. Great. You're saving the planet by riding a bike. Awesome. But why you gotta be so rude, dude? Dutch cyclists are notorious for never giving way to pedestrians. More than that, they will actually aim for pedestrians. It doesn't matter if you're walking in a crosswalk with a green light in your favor. A Hollander biker will shout at you, turn toward you, and attempt in a very efficient manner to ride over you, leaving you in a crumpled heap 10 feet away from Anne Frank's house. Fie on Dutch bikers. India is such a wonderful country. I've been there 6 or 7 times and love it more with every visit. The food, the traditions, the historic palaces, temples, and forts, the barely controlled chaos of Delhi's Chandni Chowk. So why do Indians insist on shaking their heads no while I'm talking to them? It's as if they're disagreeing with me, even when I'm just explaining what I had for breakfast. In India, shaking your head from side to side apparently means I'm listening, I hear you, but I can't help but feel that I'm being dissed. You'll notice that France, usually voted the rudest, most annoying country on the planet, isn't on this list. That's because it would take an entire episode for me to tackle les problèmes français. In the meantime, I'm Mark Orwoll. I'm at it again. I love you. I'll see you next week. Mwah! Bye-bye.
Let the swing begin. Mark Orwoll is at it again, and that cat is swinging. Yeah, that cat is swinging. The party don't stop when Mark's in the spin.